Welcome back, everybody, to our next series of today. It's a two-game series between Avanti's Angels and No Love Gaming here at the MLG North American League. No Love Gaming currently undefeated. They're 2-0, the only team left undefeated after Dignitas take a loss there. And Avanti's Angels, they're 1-1, so they'd love to pick up at least one more win. Taking both would be fantastic for them for their chances finishing in the top four, qualifying for the Full Sail Land. But right now, they've got their work cut out for them. No Love, they're a solid team. They've got a strong solo mid in Uni. They've shown some good results so far, but Avanti's Angels, well, a lot of this is going to come down to the draft, I feel.
Well, speaking of the draft, it looks like very standard, except for no Wisp, pick, or ban, and I don't suspect it will be picked or banned in this game. And looks like No Love Gaming has banned now the Abaddon. They have done their research on Avanti's Angels, although I don't feel like Abaddon was that problematic of a hero. It didn't really seem like he did anything for Avanti's Angels. So if I were to draft it for No Love, I'd be like, whatever, they can have Abaddon.
Yeah, as for No Love, Lifestealer, Darkseid, first two picks. I love this sort of duo here. It really suits these upcoming teams. It's a great way just to play a standard style dojo, have the Lifestealer tri-lane, have a dominant off-laner, and then get a solo mid who can add some sort of semi-carry-ish potential, because Lifestealer alone isn't going to be a reliable lone, like a full protect one carry. You need some sort of a semi-carry, like the Storm you see getting banned out, a Shadow Fiend, your Queen of Pain. Puck does okay. And this is just an all-around, very versatile draft coming out from No Love.
Yeah, I think it has a good balance of everything. Darkseer, fantastic. A team fights, Lifestealer and Darkseer, both very good in their lanes. And Lifestealer, if you ban out the correct heroes, such as Razor, and actually OD still left in the pool. That is something that's quite unusual. We've seen OD usually banned out in amongst the first 4 bans or the first ban phase, but I mean, he's surviving like the first 10 heroes in this. And Avanti's Angels also done their research on No Love Gaming, banning out Uni's Tinker, although it is not that strong of a hero unless it's like versus a particular strategy. I feel like I don't think that you can pick Tinker in most lineups. Some teams like Mouse or something might disagree because they pick it as a safe lane carry, but I think that it was more of an anti-push pick.
Yeah, it's something they definitely don't want to go up against. OD does get a ban, the hero you mentioned, and immediate Bane pick. So this is, I guess, partly because they're happy to have a Bane support themselves, but also deny it from Avanti's Angels, who don't have their secondary support, and Bane matches up very well against Lifestealer.
They still have the Naga Siren and the Weaver, both pretty good heroes versus Lifestealer. Yeah. So Lifestealer won't have the easiest game, but they have made life as easy as possible for him. They banned the Bat Rider, whose ultimate goes through it. They banned the Abaddon Shield that takes off open wounds and doesn't allow him to latch on a target. OD and Razor also both pretty good versus Lifestealer, I feel like.
So Bane Mirana, do we look towards a support Mirana playing that 4 position and roaming around with Bane, or do you think more likely something like a tri-lane farm and Lifestealer Lifestealer I guess could solo mid, but maybe we see an offlane, just straight up offlane Mirana.
Yeah, I would like to see a 1-1-1 with Lifestealer in a mid, Lifestealer in the safe lane, Darkseer in the off lane, whatever hero is their last pick solo mid, and then a roaming Bane and Mirana. One thing that I've noticed about these teams, like not the top tier teams, but like the middle of the pack teams, is that they don't actually move a lot, and they're very slow to react to a lot of roaming. So I think that if No Love does a dual roam trend very, very early, they can just get it ahead enough in the first 10 minutes to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, if Avanti's Angels have any anticipation of that, they want to try and get some remaining heroes that carry as well as a solo mid who can escape that kind of a gank. But if it's a Bane sleep step into Arrow, nothing really. One hero can. Lone Druid.
Lone Druid.
You block
Furion.
With his nature. Furion, you wake yourself up. Lone Druid, you can block the arrow using a bear, or attack yourself. But
not many heroes at all.
Very few heroes can avoid a Bane Mirana gank. I mean, you can always juggle the sleep off you, but you can't do that if you're a solo mid.
So I think it's really on your supports too. They have to be there to wake you up.
Yeah. So if you're a solo mid and there's roaming going on, you're not gonna have a whole lot of fun.
Well, the thing is, No Love Gaming actually picked Mirana 4th, and that's actually a very unusual pick. 4th is usually a 5th pick, so that lends me to think that they may pick something even stranger for a 5th. Ooh, going with the PL.
Avanti's Angels, no love lost for their opponents here as they take the PL 4th and puts Weaver into the off lane, or potentially as a solo mid if you want to. Well, if you get slept, you're still going to die. But if you see Bane coming in, you may be able to react and sleep and Shikuchi before the sleep actually comes in. Especially during the daytime, you have that daytime vision, so maybe an option for the middle lane for Avanti's Angels.
So Phantom Lancer in this lineup, I don't actually think he has enough support to do it. Like, he doesn't have enough heroes that create pressure on the map. Like, Nagasara and Jakiro are more like reactive, I'd say, and they can make stuff happen, but like Phantom Lancer isn't the type of hero that you get a lot of kills with early, and he won't have the mana pool to sustain it unless there's the Keeper of the Light. But a Keeper of the Light would definitely not work into the lanes unless they put Naga Saturn solo mid, which we have not seen at all this tournament.
Yeah, we no solo mid Naga. It's something which I think it was Virtus Pro did a couple of games.
Yeah, and I think Ice did it too.
Yes,
on Zenith.
That's right.
So it's something that we've seen in the other scenes, but not in the North American one.
No. So Avanti's Angels probably after a solo mid here, unless they go with the Weaver solo mid. I think Jenkins actually played Weaver solo mid in their first series in one of the 2 games. So definitely a possibility here for Avanti's Angels, but both teams with another ban. Puck going to get banned out. So they're expecting...
We could see Mirana solo mid too.
I think Mirana's a really weak mid, just because of the last hitting so abysmal.
LGD did it. Gods played...
It didn't go very well, did it?
God did. I think they won one and lost one. They did it twice. Okay. So it's something that they had... It's been done, but I don't feel like it's good because Naga Saturn has a lot of images. Phantom Lancer has a lot of images. It's going to be fairly difficult to hit an arrow, even with the sleep setup.
Yeah, and just as a solo mid, your lane control is really you can't last hit well. You haven't got a good I mean, you have Starfall, but early level Starfall you don't really want to spam or use to push out the wave to help get runes. So,
but on the flip side, Avanti's Angel doesn't really have a strong solo mid yet.
Yeah, I mean Weaver does okayish, I guess, but they with the TA banned out, that's one potential strong solo mid out, but banned out. Puck getting banned by No Love Gaming. So both teams expecting a solo mid picked up last, and the good news for Avanti's Angels is they pick last. But I say that's good news because it means they can react to whatever No Love Gaming get. And if it's a mid hero, they want to get a mid hero of their own, they can get a hero that matches up well.
I think Puck would have done extremely well in their lineup. They don't have any stuns or silences except for Ice Path, which you can usually phase shift. And the silence is very important versus Weaver, and the AoE is really good versus Phantom Lancer, and it's a good Nake's bomb carrier. Like you and I have constantly talked about how Puck has not been picked up, even even when we think he should be.
He's been largely ignored, but Queen of Pain will be the alternative as No Love Gaming going to have Uni on Queen of Pain in the middle lane, I imagine. And Avanti's Angels, I don't think you want to send Weaver against the Queen of Pain. That's a slightly painful matchup, so probably we're looking for something to match up against Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Puck would have been a good choice, but it's been banned out by No Love Gaming.
OD, of course.
Yeah, OD.
OD's always a good choice.
Nature's Prophet. So it looks like they won't go with a strong
Weaver mid it, maybe. Yeah, it looks like Scar actually picks it up. So Jenkins not going to be on the mid lane this time. The role he's been playing most of the time. It looks like Scar may be going to switch over to that when we put Jenkins on to carry.
Nature's Prophet. It seems like AA's lineup is just not very... It's not very single focused, I guess. Like Weaver is like a little bit of balance at everything. Like Jakiro and Naga are really good at team fighting, but Nature's Prophet is like a split pusher, and Phantom Lancer is like a really heavy late game farmer that doesn't really move around that much. So like I think if NL just like wants to 5-man very very early, even if whether or not they win their lanes, I think they can just crush AA because Nature's Prophet and Phantom Lancer can't like do anything at all.
Well, they're actually going to do a little swap back. So Jenkins is actually going to be on the Weaver. This draft is very like Alliance-ish minus the Weaver solo mid because Alliance love to have that like split push potential. They have the Bulldog Prophet in the off lane, load on something like a PL. You have your Naga Saturn for the team fight, but then their mid hero will be something which needs no farm at all. It'll be S4 playing a Puck or something which can just control team fights like a Magnus. And Weaver though doesn't fit that role, and I feel that's where this lineup doesn't really have a whole.
It's a very difficult lineup to pull off too. I think a team like Alliance can certainly pull off, but like this, if you get behind in lanes, you don't have a comeback mechanic. Like your split push is going to be very very weak because No Love has pretty good gank potential, especially with Lifestealer bombs, and they don't really have the team fight either. So I'm a bit scared for Avanti's Angel. If they lose the lanes, they very well may just lose the game.
Well, to introduce our Dire team, it is Team No Love Gaming. We've got Devil Too High on the Lifestealer, Taylor Swift, T-Swizzle playing that Marana. We've got Burglar playing the Bane, who's going to be supporting the top lane. Solo mid's going to be played by Uni, of course, and then in the off lane, it looks like we are going to have Siren playing the Darkseer.
In Avanti's Angels, we have Scar on the farming Phantom Lancer as part of the triple lane. We have Yamaten on the Jakiro and Avanti on the Naga Siren, both supporting him in the bottom lane. We have mid Jenkins on the Weaver, and we have jungle Factor Fiction Nature's Prophet. Looks like he has forgone going to the off lane. Looks like he knows that he will certainly die to this Bane combo. Even with sleep, I still think he'll just, or even with the Force of Nature Treants blocking him, I think he can still die if Lifestealer just goes on.
One very big downside to this, which is going to be that Marana Bane will just roam mid very early on. If you're not distracting it, the thing is, like, this is where if it's like the way Bulldog plays this is he'll go top for two reasons. One, you can stop the pulls, send Treants, block the pulls, and two, you just want to keep track of the support so your mid hero knows if he's being ganked early. Because short, they don't prioritize S4's farm, but they prioritize him getting early levels. And if you get ganked a lot early mid, you can fall behind and just never catch up. So I definitely expect to see Bane Mirana rotate mid very early on. They've already got a smoke on this Mirana ready to go.
Yeah, and unless Weaver has extremely fast reflexes, then he's most likely going to die. Checking out the inventory on Mirana and Bane, I see one set of the sentry wards on Mirana. I don't actually think that's good enough to gank a Weaver. If he just Chikuchi's away, even if you drop a sentry, usually you won't be able to get in range unless Bane has like phenomenal positioning.
I think they need to put the sentries on Bane because Bane's going to be the one running in front to put it down. So they do go mid. They need to get that little switch over, but that's something sort of a bit down the road. Right now, they're just happy to do the exact same thing as Avanti's Angels, which is put their offlane in the jungle. Darkseer is there, farming things up. He's stacking this big camp. Probably going to go for one more stack. Actually, just needs to start dropping an IHL.
Well, it looks like they might actually be pushing right now and see these top heroes that are auto-tagging the creep wave. So they're looking to get some damage on the tower.
Do you think this is the right decision, though, rather than like they could just keep pulling or pressure mid with the two supports, but going for a fast T1 tower? What do you think about this?
Well, they actually had just killed the 1 minute spawn on both of these. And I don't think it's a bad idea at all. It kind of forces Nature's Prophet to rotate, and if they can do it like within like 3.5 minutes, I say it's worth it. But if it takes them too long, for example, if Nature's Prophet TP's up there and uses one trade to draw them around, like we see Admiral Bulldog do a lot, then it's just going to waste their time. But
he can't do that. He used his teleport to go to the bottom room to pick up a haste, and as a result, TP's got a 50-second cooldown at level 1, so there's no defending this top tier 1 tower.
Yeah, this is totally worth it. Looking at Taylor Swift on Mirana, he actually drug the creeps all the way around here. I think that's a very smart play by him, knowing that he can't take it out themselves and that they need a
Dialogue.
And it looks like Jenkins took...
That was at mid lane, I imagine. Uni taking a lot of damage. This Beetle's going to actually kill him off. I don't think he's got enough... No, he's got the bottle. It was a very low-level Beetle.
Uni could have blinked, and like as soon as you saw the Chikuchi, I think he could have blinked and screamed. That's a very risky play, but it would have guaranteed him first blood.
Dicey moves by both these solo mid players. There's a Queen of Pain, unfortunately, no career for some time, and we'll have to hope that she can get that 4-minute ring. But here comes the smoke. Mirana smoked up. You need the Bane as well. Bane's on the other side of the river, but right now there's no Weaver mid, as Queen of Pain, I imagine, reported, because Weaver was just forced back to go to Fountain to heal up. So
yeah, if he TP's in, he can shoot an arrow, and he's either forced to like not TP in and waste like a lot of time and money, or just tank the arrow and die.
Okay,
so I don't think it's a bad move.
They do need to get vision on the high ground though, which they don't have right now.
I think that Queen of Pain should just play aggressively. Like he can kill this creep over here, and then just CS from the other opponent's hill, so that he can see him TP in. I think that would be a good move on his part. But
get Mirana like up onto the high ground around these ancients, to get the right angle. But we'll see Uni just play it passive. At the same time, he's got no bottle regen. He's used up all his bottle charges. He can't.
Are they rotating bottom actually?
Ooh, who can they? With a PL at bottom, they've got the Sentry Wards as mentioned. So
they have the ward right there. Yeah, there's no way. Now they're wasting too much time. Now, I mean, they either needed to actually wait in mid for Jenkins, or they just need to pull, because they're just running around not really doing anything. What does one hero or even two heroes expect to do versus triple lane on bottom?
And Devil too high in that safe lane farm. He's already got himself. It looks like phase boots up. 3-4 minutes in the game with that.
Very good awareness by Jenkins. Shikuching top instead of running back to tower.
Oh, unfortunately, the rune spawns bottom, and Queen of Pain would love to snag that one with the empty bottle, but Mirana on his team gonna maybe try and defend that for him. As Queen of Pain will be able to get the rune, not actually going for it. Bane takes the Invis rune. Queen of Pain is not gonna be happy about that, I feel.
Wow, I don't exactly know why that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they're trying to get a kill on bottom, though. We see the Lifestealer actually rotate on bottom. They do want to kill the Phantom Lancer.
They really want to kill him. They need to get those Sentry Wards down. Mirana actually just going to go for the Jakiro instead. So they change target. Jakiro should be an easy kill. Rage can be popped in. Well, Yamatan. First blood, actually. So that's worth it. Even though it's just a support, they don't get the PL. Getting that first blood gold will be a nice little boost.
I think it was a smart rotation by them.
No love.
Because I think that a farm PL is worse than a farm Lifestealer at like 15 minutes in if they're on equal farm. So like now that they rotate, Darkseer can rotate out of the jungle and put a lot of pressure on the Nature's Prophet up top. And now they can actually keep the PL down after Lifestealer took down that early tower on top.
Yeah, they probably should just look, like you say, look to stay bottom, drop some Sentry Wards. And this Trilon at bottom, with these levels, PL's, I guess, can spam some Lances. He's got decent amount of mana for the time being.
Doesn't even have one chance at one level of Juxtapose. I'm surprised that
it's the stats build.
Yeah.
It's got 1 in stats. Stats on PL not bad because you don't have the best strength growth early on. You benefit from the mana as well as the agility as far as damage goes. So it's an okay early game decision to get those stats. But right now, when he sees this offensive Trilon, he's probably thinking, man, I maybe want another point in either Doppelwalk or even Juxtapose. Cops the arrow, bottom lane is engaged. The sleep actually gets taken off by Jakir, and unfortunately that means he tanks the arrow. He's taking a lot of damage. Nice Ice Path on 2 heroes, but that's not going to keep him alive. And now Taylor Swift is on the run, needs to drop this sleep soon, and PL with another lance will actually get the kill.
He could have just left.
Yeah. Courier comes in. Actually, Lifestealer almost gets that Courier. Devil too high. Needs to be very, very careful with what he's doing here, as he needs to back off. No more mana for a lance from Scar, but if he gets that Courier, second Courier kill of the game, but not going to happen. And I think he maybe should have just gone for some of the heroes there. Could have almost got a revenge kill.
Wow. I don't exactly know what he was saving it for, because you can't actually disjoint the spirit lanes either. So
yeah, should just leap as early as possible.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to leap down the cliff and get and prevent himself from getting vision of him. But still, that was a very strange play on the side of the Mirana.
Well, meanwhile, top lane, as far as the Radiant team's concerned, Fact Fiction is going to have that Midas up very soon on the Nature's Prophet. He's being a bit cautious as far as moving out of the lane. And Darkseid in the jungle, he's close to a mech, so item progression for the junglers is looking really good. These two offlane heroes who decide, hey, let's not go offlane, let's abandon and go jungle, have sort of managed to get decent items.
Man, this Bane roaming duo is not doing as well as I think they could have been.
Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was just a lot with that 2.5 to 4 minute wave.
He's got a haste rune, but haste rune is not going to save you from a 5-second arrow. Queen of Pain has Sonic Wave as well as Scream. Not going to need both. Just the Scream needed, and well executed gank.
Poor Weaver.
Yeah, that's really tough to react to.
Actually, so Phantom is actually going for a Soul Ring build. I'm actually very surprised that he's doing this. I guess he wants to try and spam the Lifestealer out and put pressure on him, but I think that Diffusal kind of works wonders, especially versus Darkseid, but we'll see how it ends up working out for him. They do have wars on bottom. No Love being a very they're being pretty stingy on the smokes, I feel, in the early game. They're getting a lot of their ganks scouted out.
You think they should use more? And Mirana bought 2 smokes. I remember seeing that about a minute ago. But bottom lane, there is going to be an engagement as Bane actually gets caught out alone. Mirana was just going to go back to the crew to pick up some items. And as she does that, Weaver TP's in with a haste rune, and well, things go south for No Love.
Yeah, that's what happens when you try and gank without a smoke. If you spot 2 lone supports, you know that they're extremely weak, especially if they're caught out by themselves. And very good reaction by A, very good warding by them too. They have vision, and the Bane Potter roaming do it. I mean, they have what, 2 kills in their name, maybe 3, but now they're starting to fall behind. They're starting to get a little bit under level. They don't have any ward set up for their team right now, and things are looking a little bit dicey. Oh, they do have a payload inside of the Queen of Pain, though.
Yeah, I think if this sort of works for No Love, they'll be looking pretty good here. They do lead by a bit over 2k gold right now with that early tower gold and with the decent farm on some of these heroes. All the CS, the last hitting, is going the way of the Dire team. They've got the 3 top CS. Arrow going to go flying. PL Illusion is all it's going to find. Looks like they had no Sentry Wards left, so they had to hit a miraculous arrow to have any chance of getting that gank to succeed.
Yeah, it's such a long shot for that, though. And without any vision, I think they could put a ward behind the tower or something. They desperately need vision so they can scout out where their supports are. You want to pick off one of the weak supports as soon as possible with the Nyx if you can, or even the Queen of Pain. But going for a hard-to-kill hero like the Phantom Laser, he can get defensive slept. He can get Ice Path. He can get potentially Naga Siren Slept later. They need to kill these heroes fast.
Yeah, and Queen of Pain, you mentioned wasting time, the Bane Mirana. Queen of Pain and Lifestealer doing just that as well at bottom lane. These are your 2 main core heroes. And then they're trying to gank, but they're just sitting around in the jungle.
Jenkins scouted out.
Well, they know what's up now, and Jenkins gets out of there. He's not farming all too well, but he's not really your
look
carry.
Look at Nature's Prophet. He's not scared at all. He's farming at nighttime right outside the T1 tower on top lane, and all he has is a Midas. He doesn't even have a TP scroll.
Bravery.
Yeah, he is not scared.
Queen of Pain still trying to bait with this Lifestealer infested. There's your Ensnare coming out, and Lifestealer comes out immediately. Sonic Wave is there. The defensive Nightmare actually to keep Avanti alive a bit longer, but he's not level 6. There's no Song of the Siren. Burglar now on the run with that Bane. He needs to be careful, taking a lot of damage. Uni wants to maybe go back in, needs mana for a blink as well as a scream. And now that he's got it, we'll probably look for that opening as they only get the kill on the Naga Siren. But
I think that's a very, very good trade for AA,
yeah,
actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they wasted so much
They may
time.
lose Fact Fiction at top lane. He hasn't got mana for a teleport.
That is a shame.
Yeah, that's a mistake coming out from him. He should have had the mana for TP and just been
If he bought any item, if he bought like a robe from the side shop and
Yeah.
turned him into treads or whatever later, or even had a couple of GG branches, he would have had enough. I don't exactly know what he used his mana on. Looks like it was probably
Treants
another
were
nature's
pushing
call.
up. Yeah, Treants and
I don't think he needed to take it on the tower though. But regardless, after that, I don't know if I favor Avanti Angel in that trade.
It's still
not
good.
bad.
It's just they waste so much time. The supports and the Queen of Pain with the Lifestealer Infested was sitting there for a good minute, maybe minute and a half, and that's a lot of farming time wasted where Prophet was farming and Avanti's Angels were being a bit more efficient with their time.
Yeah, and Lifestealer had like such a fantastic start on top too. They got the tower within 3 minutes time. He had free farm, and after that, just sitting inside the Queen of Pain for a good couple of minutes, he's eclipsed even by the offlane Nature's Prophet.
Well, offlane Nature's Prophet with a Midas will start to sort of get that incredible farm. It does go back for the treads now. Well, probably I can only imagine we'll be seeing that Shadow Blade build come out from Fact Fiction.
Yep. Well, now Bane is still level 4. Potom is almost level 6. Maybe they can start making some things happen with this Moonlight Shadow. And looking, actually, AA has some sentries too. I guess they're like anticipating the ultimate, or they're just trying to de-ward middle. But they've had a lot of sentries. They have one on top lane right now, or top rune. They have one in middle. They had one on the bottom rune earlier. So looks like AA is just doing a much better job of warding and counter warding.
Yeah, it seems it's their main priority here is just that the map control and protecting farmers like the Nature's Prophet, who wants to be as aggressive as possible when he's split pushing his lane, farming in the jungle. He doesn't want to get caught out, so map control will help them out there. And Scar as well on this random Lancer.
Still Bane in the bottom.
Well,
You're looking for a kill.
Supports.
Yeah, he has level 3 arrow.
They don't want to get spotted as they're going up this high ground, because that ward will then spot them right after.
Oh,
Looks like they found a good route to go in. Yep, there'll be a nightmare.
Is he going to be able to move his treants in time? That is a question.
Oh,
no.
That was a bit slow.
That was
He could have
very
almost
slow.
got that. He's still not dead though. He's going to drop a Wrath of Nature. He may actually survive this Naga Siren and he's sleep. No, he's still level 5 only, but they're going to get revenge kills nonetheless. Here comes your Queen of Pain with an infested life steal. They're going to go on the Jakiro, they decide. And EL chasing the Mirana. Mirana has no lead. Moonlight Shadow comes a bit late. Would have loved to see him there a bit sooner. It looks like Mirana going to actually survive narrowly. Queen of Pain and set up, and that means no more invis for you. And PL dodges an arrow, gets a lance off, kills the Queen of Pain with the help of the Weaver. And 3 heroes on Avanti's Angel side are dead, despite getting a kill on the Queen of Pain. That was not the best of fights for them.
Wow, I thought that No Love were in like really deep trouble after Mirana and Bane were both almost dead, but that early mech really paying off from the Darkseer, just barely able to keep up the Mirana, and they only lost one. I thought they were going to lose 2 or 3 at minimum.
Yeah, it turned out a lot better than it could have, I feel. They definitely win that fight, No Love, and they're getting a T1 tower to follow it up. So Lifestealer, Phase Boots Drum's about to be completed, and it's, like you say, the fast mech on Darkseer just gives them such a good ability to take these fights, and it's now a level 11 Darkseer. Level 2 Wall of Replicas coming into play. So things get even scarier for Avanti's Angels, and this is just another mechanic we haven't talked about moving towards the late game. We're going to have a Darkseer Wall of Replica against the PL. You can make your own sort of PL army to some extent.
Yeah, but PL, is he going to be farmed enough? He actually is going for a Robe and a Magi. I mean, I think he's doing pretty well, 2, 0, and 3. Do they have the solutions for him though? I don't think that Wall of Replica will be enough, and I think that Lifestealer like needs a lot of items, maybe the Queen of Pain too. Like she'll have her Orchid probably around the same time as Phantom Lancer has his Diffusal Blade, so that's not really going to be an issue for him. I think that this Phantom Lancer is just going to just ball out of control past like 20-25 minutes.
Well, is there enough that No Love can do before then? They've got a very aggressive lineup with heroes who have the sort of early game items they need. The Phase Drums, Lifestealer, I guess, maybe waiting for an Orchid Queen of Pain, but level 11 on Queen of Pain. These heroes are pretty damn high level. Level 11 on Darkseer as well, so the Darkseer and Queen of Pain especially both doing really well.
Yep. And I think one of the big problems is like their supports, especially like the Mirana support that they picked 4th, can't really cope with the PL illusion. Like something like Shadow Demon, I think would fare very well. Shadow Demon has fallen out, but now like the picks start to come into play, and like when they can't shut down a Phantom Lancer, like a lot of people try to with an offensive triple lane, I mean, he's just very difficult to stop. I'm still very, very worried for NL.
Okay. They seem to be doing okay, at least for the time being. They take an uncontested tower at mid. They're still roaming around the map, and they're the ones sort of controlling the pace. They're deciding what Avanti's Angels have to do, when they have to TP away, when they have to stop farming, because they've got such a strong advantage right now that they, even though their sort of 25 to 30-minute mark period will be tough against the PL, I feel like they're going to be far enough ahead as far as golden experience goes. They've currently got a 4,000 gold lead, and it's only going to get bigger because Avanti's Angels have to react and play scared often. But
yeah, they do have the split push from the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah. That's actually going to be a big, big deal. I mean, talk about just the PL, but Nature's Prophet combining with that adds a lot to this Avanti's.
I mean, they've been constantly 5-manning. Naix has been sitting inside the Queen of Pain for such a long time now. This is the second time that she's just been chilling in there. And AA, especially once they get Song of the Siren up, they can just disengage from fights, hopefully pretty easily.
We're going to go defensive Ice Path, as well as a Swarm just being thrown for some extra vision. So hit both the Darkseer Queen of Pain. They've been completely scattered out. The Giga's up, and Nature's Prophet seeing all those heroes bottom says, whoop, sweet, I'm going to start chipping away on this tier 2 tower at top. Double TPs though coming in. Dangerous, Blink, Scream, Sonic Wave, dead.
Ooh, wow.
That was
and he didn't actually spend his gold too. I think that Nature's Prophet should start spending his gold like a little bit more. He was sitting on just a plain Midas earlier when Queen of Pain killed him on top the first time. This second time he died with, what, 2,300 gold to his name and a lot of unreliable gold. If he just bought Shadow Amulet or whatever, or even TP scrolls with the rest of his unreliable gold, it would be a lot better for his team because they're actually trying to maximize their economy right now while NL is running around the map trying to search for ganks, and they really need to be efficient about it and utilizing both teams' jungle, not trying to lose reliable gold or any gold when you die. And, well, now here comes the Roshan.
Yeah, if No Love had their way, they get an Aegis out of this. And
yeah, there's a medallion up on Taylor Swift.
Well, I'm not sure if the Radiant can do a whole lot about this. They are merging around towards the Roshan pit. Weebic has got a swarm here if he wants to try and scout things out. Arrow going to narrowly miss there. If that lands, things go very, very well for NL, and they're going to go anyways. They've got the Mirana Moonlight Shadow sleeping forced out from Avanti. There is a race up Lifestealer, not for much longer, luckily, because otherwise he gets focused on Sprout. Only catches one. It's the Bane. Bane looking for a Fiend script, maybe. Can he find anyone? Yes, he can. They bring down two. Jakiro, Nature's Prophet both take a fall. At the heavy cost, though, Queen of Pain almost going down. Lifestealer did go down. Immediate buyback. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Siren is going to actually get taken out. He gets killed. And now Phantom Lancer, the one core hero, the one late game carry hope for Avanti's Angels, brought down as well. Roshan will be the next to fall. Weaver, the only survivor for the team of Avanti's Angels.
Wow, I think that was a really slow net by the Naga Siren. He slept everyone, and then the Lifestealer was like in the fray, and then he was able to retreat back into his team. And they did force a buyback. There was still a 4-for-2 trade, and there was like a lot of spells coming out during the sleep too. It was kind of illy timed, I say.
Well, Age is now up, and
now
Lifestealer decides. I don't think Lifestealer initially wanted. He's like, oh, someone else come get it. Queen of Pain, you want it? He's respawning, but nope, Lifestealer, Devil Too High. Can we pick that one up? I remember Devil Too High not having the best day on the opening day. I remember No Love. They had the 2-0 win, but Devil Too High was the sort of one player who seemed like the weak link. But here he is, playing much better Dota.
Yeah, he's playing very well, I must say. I mean, I forgot what role he played last time. Maybe
he was playing off lane. From memory, I remember him playing an offlane Weaver one of the 2 games.
Oh yeah, so his carry role seems to be much more solid than his offlane role.
Yeah. Well, he's doing well so far. We're going to have to see if Avanti's Angels have any sort of an answer to get themselves back into this game. They're behind by about 6,000 gold. Experience, very similar story. Both the graphs almost mirroring each other, and I love what No Love are doing. This 4-position Mirana now being prioritized, given some farm at the middle lane. Treads a medallion. The medallion's going to help still in the mid game. If you're focusing one target, if you find the real PL, get that minus armor on him. He suddenly becomes a lot more killable and synergizes very well with the Lifestealer physical damage.
Lifestealer's item progression is going decently. It looks like he'll pick up his armlet very close to the 20-minute mark after the phase and drum. Checking out Queen of Pain. She has 1,100 gold after getting the treads and orchids. So things are going pretty well for them. Let's check the Phantom Lancer. Looks like he's about 600 gold away from his Diffusal Blade, and there's a recent Shadow Blade pickup for Nature's Prophet. So things are starting to pick up for AA too.
Yeah, but No Love, they want to go for a smoke gank, and this time it's as with every time, it's a Queen of Pain with an infested Lifestealer inside. They spotted out the Observer at mid lane. They didn't want to deward it with the gem which they've now purchased on the Queen of Pain. They want to try and find a kill soon. Yamaton puts a sentry ward actually on this big cliff here in their own jungle, just trying to scout things out, see if there is a ward there. But Uni decides he's not going to find anyone, D-wards the middle lane, and now they're just going to go for a more standard, just tier 2 tower push, it looks like.
Yep, and can they actually defend? That is the question. If THG tries to go up and do his thing...
Oh, blink silent. Ganking gets completely blown to pieces. If this arrow hits, it's not going to be good for Avanti's Angels. Luckily for them, they all managed to dodge it, as now this tier 2 tower under siege. Even with no more creep support, they seem quite happy just to chip away at this where possible. And still no diffusal blade on Phantom Mine, so he's gone for this Yasha build. We'll have the diffusal blade next, but needs one more blade of alacrity, 500 gold away from it. As an arrow goes swirling into the enemy base. Scouting as much as probably even more so just used for scouting that is actually meant to hit anyone.
Yeah, I think that Nature's Prophet is not doing as good a job as Slip Pushing as he could be. I think that he could have gotten some damage on the T2 in response to No Love getting a T2, because they're pretty much not going to fight when Weaver's already down. Like, Nature's Prophet is not actually that strong. Ooh, here comes a...
Oh, they wanted to try and gank the Nature's Prophet using that Mirana's ultimate. Unfortunately, Nature's Prophet caught wind of that. The dust not going to hit as well, so he gets out of there. Moonlight Shadow being used half a second earlier, and I think Bane would have got that kill, but problem was the Nature's Prophet saw him by the creeps going in this.
Yep. And checking out the gold graph right now, 7,500 in favor of No Love. Is PL going to be able to carry? That is pretty much the big question. He's their lone hope.
Yeah,
for late game.
Got his diffusal blade now, level 11, but just the 2 points in juxtapose. He needs more levels. He needs more farm. He needs
a lot of things.
He needs a lot of things.
Yeah, I think the Weaver actually really needs items too. We saw how quickly he got bursted down from the Blink Orchid and Focus Fire from the Queen of Pain. He needs either more HP, he needs a BKB, or he needs a Lincoln. Any of those would do, but I'm scared for AA if they're only relying on the Phantom Lancer alone. Nature's Prophet has been dying a lot. He's died 4 times already. Not really... I think he could just be like scouting a little bit better with his Force of Nature treants. Like if he senses an imminent gank, you're not going to catch all of them because of Moonlight Shadow, but you should be able to scout at least some of them.
Well, Queen of Pain and Lifestealer reunited once again. These two have just been best friends this game, and with an infested Queen of Pain, can they find this Weaver? It sure as hell looks like they can. Blink, silence, and this is a dead Queen of Pain. Deja vu from mid lane. There's no backup. Bane is coming in as well, so that TP gets very, very quickly cancelled. Bane was going to be ready with a Fiend's Grip, and the Tier 2 tower, one of 2 remaining in either the top or bottom lane, is going to be what takes the next fall, as No Love get further and further ahead in this game 1 of this 2-game series.
I must say that No Love has been very, very patient. Like a lot of times we see Lifestealer just pop out prematurely. They're like, oh, you know, screw this, we waste our time, and it's like the TFG is just going to straight up die. And they're just waiting for AA to get a little bit lackadaisical about their positioning and just looking for good opportunities. They've been waiting, and they've been finding them too.
Yeah, it's just so quick to pounce here. Bane needs to be careful, taking a lot of damage with the diffusal blade up. It's the overextension that Avanti's Angels have kind of been waiting for themselves, as they kill off the Bane. They want bigger fish, though, in the sea. Leap out, and a lot of these heroes just have these escape mechanisms that they can't really be caught by.
Nature's Prophet has 3,000 gold right now.
Back pitching, man. What's he want to go? I can't imagine much else other than the Hex here.
Yeah, I don't think an Orchid would be bad. It's particularly good versus Lifestealer. But yeah, Sheep is the obvious choice.
Well, looks like an Invis Mirana has popped the Moonlight Shadow, trying to find a pick off here. Uh-oh. Naga Siren blown to pieces. Can't even pop the Song of the Siren here at the Yankees. In fact, Fiction going to be maybe the next take a fall. Has he got an ultimate or anything to get him out of here? Actually, going to see A just get popped Lifestealer. He died somewhere else. He's actually at the middle lane here. Fact Fiction dusted up. Well played by Taylor Swift, and now Taylor Swift takes a bit of damage here, but all these treants are not going to be able to chase anything at all. Lifestealer, who's he gone on? He's found Jenkins, the Weaver. Where's this Queen of Pain? They need the slots. Oh! The arrow comes a second to... I think the Iron Shell got rid of the sleep, or did the sleep just wear off?
I don't actually know. Let's check the sleep.
Prophet bought back and actually gets a kill on the Bane now, so...
I think it was a level 2 sleep, so I think it wore off right before.
Well, Bane goes down, but they get the revenge on the Jakiro.
Yeah, they got the Aegis out of it, but Roshan was right after 6 minutes anyway, so it didn't really do anything for them. And I mean, Lifestealer's in like just doing a lot of work too. We saw Corey's Lifestealer crush. I think Lifestealer is like one of these heroes that you really have to ban out versus the middle of the pack teams. He's too strong.
Definitely agree. We've had some great Lifestealer games so far in this tournament. And it's one of the heroes with with one of the highest win rates, I feel, as far as carries go, and it has seen a lot of success here. But Avanti's Angels not out of this game one yet. They have always can fall back on the PL. That's always, I mean, that's been their plan from the start. Fall back onto the PL. Problem is, core heroes like Weaver are just not going to fit into a lineup like this. He's behind, and behind as a Weaver isn't. You're not a catch-up hero. You're not a hero who can do a lot with minimal farm. Something like a Puck, something like a Magnus who's got a big ultimate. You haven't got that set up for your team.
Or Bounty Hunter. Like
I
guess it was the mid.
You've got Swarm, which can give some vision and a tiny bit of minus summon, but that doesn't compare to any of these other heroes.
Yeah, he's so weak compared to the Queen of Pain right now. Queen of Pain just able to be a host for the Lifestealer and just shut down people with that Orchid. But Jenkins doesn't really do anything as the Weaver at this point in the game, being as underfarmed as he is.
Well, I love this Observer Ward placement. No Love have somehow snuck into the Radiant base and got an Observer Ward in there on the high ground.
Oh, I hear a Moonlight Shadow.
Where to next? There's 4 heroes mid. They're not really actually near any Radiant enemies. Maybe hoping for a Courier Snipe or someone to actually be sort of around the Secret Shop, but...
Well, good awareness by Fact Fiction there, being able to TP out and dodge a Moonlight Shadow gank, but, I mean, that's just, I think, the only gank that he's dodged thus far. What do you think about this PL build? He looks like he's going for a myriad of things, a little bit of early game control with the Soul Ring, like the early Yasha for speed up farm, the Vit Booster for survivability. What's your personal
I think it's
preference?
not bad. I think that he spent a lot of gold on getting these small items, the Tranquil Boots and Soul Ring, but the Yasha is one of the items which actually accelerates your farm faster than anything else, I believe. And then from there, you want to get the Diffusal Blade. With just Diffusal Blade, you're a bit squishy. You get the Vit Booster, which you ultimately turn to a heart. So I think the build makes sense. It was just the Soul Ring, as well as Tranquil Boots, which was a big gold investment, and whether or not it was justified is hard to say. He's 2-1 and 6, so the Soul Ring has helped him secure additional kills. So I'd say it's almost paid for itself.
Yeah, I personally like the drums build on him. I think that drums is like phenomenal, especially if no one else on your team is going to get it, which it doesn't look like. It's like almost as much HP as a Vit Booster. I think, what, 10 times 19? Yeah, 190 HP, and it gives you like a lot of damage. It seems like in these fights, he hasn't really had many illusions up, particularly on the Roshan fight on bottom when he got slipped into an arrow. Like usually you can just micro illusion and tank it yourself, or have your Nature's Prophet block it with his Force of Nature. But these arrows are doing a lot of work, like in team fights too, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah, even without Sep a lot of the time, Miranda going for a Deathslayer saying, let's just push. I don't need survivability. Prophet Ultimate's going to go flying, just try and keep creep wave pushed out. The longer
sheep on Darkseer.
Oh man, that's a lot of farm. But the longer Avanti's Angels can keep these lanes pushed out, the sort of longer they can stall and get farm they need on some of these heroes. But I don't think No Love are having it. Arrow not going to land. It looks like there will be a TP out coming from Nature's Prophet, who has picked up an ultimate, but Uni and Co. on No Love. They're the ones in solid control of this game 1 here.
Yeah, I think that Darkseer can pick up a blink too, and then they can just like blink sheep and kill someone with the Lifestealer inside of them. They don't necessarily have to have the Queen of Pain, because all they're trying to do right now is just find whatever kills they can. They don't really need the big team fight items just because it hasn't really been forced yet. Maybe with the next Aegis, which looks like they're going for Roshan right now, they can actually force it. But as it's going right now, they're just trying. They're very, very hardest to split put or just gank whoever is around the map, whether it be Nature's Prophet, farming a little bit too much. A Weaver has been the brunt of a lot of ganks, and most importantly, the Phantom.
Yeah, and absolutely nothing coming out of Avanti's Angels, which suggests they can stop this, or would they want to? Whether they know or not, they're not going to make a go towards the Roshan pit. And, well, now we have a Queen of Pain with an Aegis, not to mention BKB and 4k freaking gold. This is a rich Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about the PL, really.
I mean, even the bottom has a Desolator right now. She can do minus 13 armor just by herself. That's very impressive.
Nice. That is some big physical damage if you get that on a hero that Lifestealer is focusing down. Even add some Queen of Pain with decent physical damage on top of that.
Yeah, and looking at the gold graph right now, it has actually slightly dipped in favor, or it has like bounced up rather, not dipped in favor of AA, but it's only about 11,000 in favor of AA. Can they split push and out farm? That is pretty much the question. How long can they delay the game before No Love just pushes them? And if they execute a team fight decently inside the base, it should be game over for AA.
Yeah, it looks like No Love are kind of semi-grouping at this top lane, ready to start making that push happen. We've got 3-4 heroes here, and missing just the one Lifestealer who probably being yelled at by his team. Get the hell over here, get your ass ready to push this top tier 3 tower while they've got the Aegis up.
Mm-hmm. And like the Nature's Prophet hasn't really been pushing out the lanes that much. Notice like every time that No Love is pushing, they're not really trading or sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
They still have 2 of their T2s up. Their T3 on top has taken absolutely 0 damage thus far, and it doesn't seem like their split pushing is really working out for them.
No, they just aren't. They're getting caught out so often that they're now starting to TP more and more tentatively and not just taking any risk, which is something, once you start playing that safe and cautiously as a Nature's Prophet, you know you're in a lot of trouble and you're already going to be playing down a losing track. And right now it looks like Avanti's Angels are on that losing
So what do you
track.
think they should be doing right now? Should they be 5-man trying to smoke gank and get something? Should they just be doing what they have been doing and trying to split push, avoid dying and kills? I mean, right now, obviously, they need to defend, but...
Oh, they're going to jump on in. Queen of Pain with a BKB completed, just blows up the Weaver, and without the Weaver, defending he gets a lot harder, so he's going to buy back immediately, just try to take the fight. Mirana actually goes down to the T3 tower. They're still diving behind here. Jenkins going to just die twice. PL with the buyback, and when your PL buys back, you're in a lot of trouble. Luckily for Weaver, he survives thanks to the Song of the Siren. Can they buy time for this? Looks like the T3 tower actually going to be ignored for this fight here. Prophet Ultimate does a ton of damage, but there's an Aegis on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain going to be ready to go again in just a second, but uh-oh, Devil too high.
Ooh,
Range TP. Nice bit of play there. Darkseer is not going to be so fortunate. He does go down, and well, 2 heroes for No Love on the sideline, but they cause a ton of damage for AA. Looks like
that
Prophet
was
and PL
such a deep dive.
both died and bought back. It really was.
And they lost the Aegis in the process, too. So, I mean, No Love, all they have to do is just, like, not oversend. Just attack the tower and wait for them to come to you. They don't really need to worry about a Naga Siren, like, sleep setup. Like, Queen of Pain has Aegis and she has BKB. Lifestealer has, like, 2,000 HP. He can infest. He has Armlet. He has Rage. He has plenty of things to survive. So, as long as they don't, like, clump up and get all hit by Ice Path, I think the team fight should go decently for them, unless... Of course, they overextend into the T4 towers.
Yeah, they overextended way too far. They should just backed off, focus on the T3 tower and racked this as soon as they'd got that sort of initial leading kill. Actually, Mirana finding blood at the bottom lane. Looks like a Moonlight Shadow is used for initiation on Nature's Prophet. And this is a Mirana with the Deso, as we talked about. So much minus arm potential. This Nature's Prophet cannot survive any of that if you sort of invis in just to line up an arrow and then follow it up with physical damage.
Yeah, and now they have 2 sheeps. Now, if the Nyx goes inside the Queen of Pain, they can instantly pick off anyone if they can get the Hex off. And checking Weaver's item progression, still does not have this link. This is 32 minutes in. As your solo mid, you need at least 1 big item, I'd say, by like the 22, 23-minute mark. And this is just a little bit too late, especially compared to the Queen of Pain, his adversary in mid lane.
Yeah, I fully agree here, and I think he's played all right on that Weaver. It's just a matter of not having a snowbally hero, doesn't have the AoE nukes, doesn't have the fast flash farming, and also being on a team where there's a Prophet and a PL both who want all the farm on the map.
Yeah, and not to mention like the early roam combination, they did not really counter the roam very well. Perhaps THG could have babysat him a little bit more to counter the Bane and Plata moving around. I mean, they were relatively unsuccessful in mid too, but like you have to have something. Even a BKB would be much better than like this very late Linkus, because he's died quite a few times to the Orchid.
Well, Nate's probably going to drop the ultimate to try and stall this push. Queen of Pain still with an invested life, but just looking for openings. Uni, for the most part, has been on the family behind these when he's gone looking in.
Wow,
Well, he's not going to look much good. Yikes. Good news for Avanti's Angels.
Now the split push is finally trying to pay off for them, and I'm actually surprised that NL actually pushed the bottom lane instead of top. If you look at top lane, this tower is only at 283 HP. Just go for that and then make them come to you, because you're the first person to pressure their ranks.
And by pushing out the top lane, it means you're not having your top lane backdoored. If the other team want to split push or counter push, they've got to go either mid or bottom, where you've got a bit of padding. You have these outer towers still, so pushing top lane, maybe the best plan for No Love at this point.
Yeah, they're not out of this game yet. One thing that's very surprising to me is that Lifestealer is actually number 5th on net worth. It seems like he's been doing fairly well in terms of getting kills and getting assists. He's 4-1-11 right now, but he's actually behind the Darkseer, the Nature's Prophet, the Phantom Lancer, as well as the Queen of Pain. But Queen of Pain, by and far, the richest person in the game right now.
Yeah, after the Queen of Pain, it's very easy to the next
hard
four
on
heroes.
Phantom Lancer.
Wow. Game on.
Game on indeed. Would you prefer a heart over, let's say, like a Manta style at this point? Especially versus a Lifestealer?
There's not that much. I feel that, yeah, Manta style's actually pretty good here. Sure, there's Queen of Pain, AoE, and illusions. Uh-oh. Top lane? Oh, no. Just infested Queen of Pain. No actual follow-up there. There's no heroes awaiting us. Avanti's Angels do need to be careful. These Queen of Pain ganks are looking for him. Oh, DC comes out. To answer your question, I think Mantis Star would have been. Ultimately, you want to have the heart anyways, but I think Mantis Star would have been nice to sort of lead into that. Also, rushing the level 2 diffusal. Level 2 diffusal gives you a ton of extra damage output, as well as once you have your PL Illusion Army, you'll burn down heroes to 0 mana almost twice as fast.
Well, and whew. So what would you put like the odds on AA winning the game like right now at this exact instant? It's still pretty close. Like NL has over twice the kills as AA, but we just saw NL pretty much. I wouldn't say they failed 2 pushes. They definitely failed 1 push on top with the Aegis. Granted, they overextended, but they still failed the push. And PL, I don't think died. And then on the bottom lane, they actually didn't get a T3 tower, and AA will be the first team to take a T3 tower down.
Yeah, I feel like their chances putting number value would be something like 20% ish. It's looking pretty grim. Yeah, it really is looking grim. The farm on this no love side is just getting a look at the Queen of Pain with a Hex Orchid BKB with 2k gold on top of that. Lifestealer's studying his Assault Crest. I just don't feel like there's any sort of a comparable item progression coming from the Radiant team.
They have Phantom Lancer, man.
He's getting there, but he still needs more time. He still can't fight. He still can't really take it to no love, at least not on his own.
Well, I mean, we talked about standout players before the game, and Uni is that Queen of Pain player, and he's been performing exceptionally well. Looking at his KDA, 926, he's found a lot of farm. He's found picks on important heroes, I feel like. He's done a good job of like stifling a farm, whether it be the Nature's Prophet not being able to split push, Queen of Pain not being able to farm at early Lincolns. He's just been doing a good job overall, I feel like.
Yeah, he's really played well. Not just proving that he's not just that once-off Tinker player. He can do a bit more. He can play that Queen of Pain. And all in all, no love. It has been a well-rounded team effort on their part as well. And what's really good here is their supports have a lot of time. You've got a Mirana who's got Desolator, Medallion, Treads, and is now starting to build towards what looks to be a BKB with an Ogre Club. The Bane himself has a Arcane Boots Blink Dagger. These are two very, very rich supports. The supports on the Radiant side, underfarmed as hell. Naga Siren just with Arcane Boots. Similar story for Jakiro. He's just got the Buckler. He's starting towards the mech. The net worth comparison between the supports is just, it's mind-blowing. You've got 8.8k and 3.8k to 3.2 and 2.2k. This is, I guess, the benefit of getting all these towers, of getting the Roshan gold, but it makes a big difference in some of these fights.
And how do you feel like about the first pick Naga in this game? It's something that we've talked about in many of these games, how like Naga has been picked first pick.
Yeah, we haven't seen the pick really pay off when it's been first pick, I feel. It's definitely not been winning as many games or being played as sort of justifying that first pick slot a lot of the time. I feel heroes like Lifestealer, Darkseer are just having a lot more success and a lot more reliable, especially that Lifestealer. I think more teams need to be first picking Lifestealer.
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
My one advice to the teams here is just
pick more Lifestealer. I totally agree with that. It's just much easier to execute. You talked about it being reliable, and they're just way more reliable heroes because Naga Siren, you have to like react very, very fast to the Rage or the BKB or like the Blink Hex. You need to be able to sleep if they Blink Hex. You just need to be able to net immediately if they use their other spells, and the execution has just been not worthy of a first pick, I think.
Okay. Well, as far as Avanti's Angels concerned, I mean, I say something like 20%. You think it's a bit higher, but
I would say it's a little bit higher.
How do they actually go about making that
just turtle
happen?
mode?
Just turtle up, PL
mode,
PL
and then,
carry.
Like if they have a blink initiate, I think what they really need is one Force Staff, because what's really been happening is like Queen of Pain BKBs in Orchid and or Sheep's a person with the Lifestealer charging in on someone. If they can save that person from that sort of initiation and then follow it with a Song of the Siren, I think that the team fight could actually go really well for them. And maybe they just need like a defensive purge too on that save target. But I'm looking at their items right now. Nobody really has a Force Staff, and I think that hurts them a lot. But I think that if they got one, and then like, because that's almost how like every single initiation thing: Blink, Orchid, Focus with Infest, or Blink, Sheep, Focus with Infest. And they since their method of initiation is so predictable, they can work around it with the skill sets that they have.
Okay, well, for those of you just tuning in, this is the MLG North American League. We've got Avanti's Angels up against No Love. Game number 1 of a 2-game series. This is $15,000 up for grabs in this MLG tournament. It all comes down to the Full Sail LAN tournament, where the top 4 teams from this league advance. Those of you who want to support the tournament, come on down to Florida Full Sail University on October 18th. Tickets are available on MajorLeagueGaming.com. As well as there's a Dota TV ticket. If you want to watch in Dota TV, support MLG, support the Dota 2 scene in North America. And these upcoming teams here, we've really seen some of the new stars and sort of, well, the upcoming talent that North America does have to offer. Not everyone showed up as far as there's no EG, there's no Liquid, but it almost gave these teams a chance to not really get thrown in the deep water right away with the Sharks.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And, well, yeah.
Windows Update is the
the
call.
bane of many people's computers.
And the number of times I've had that happen in the middle of the games. My old laptop would take so long to load up. I'd get an
You
abandoned.
can disable that, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I have like a crap ton of abandons on my account. Like, it makes me feel bad. Like, it used to show your abandons at the top now, like when you're in like
Yo, I had it abandoned yesterday. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you check it out.
Yeah.
I like how it only shows your abandons if you go to your Dota profile, because it used to just say the number in the top right, like under your wins. And when I'd be streaming, people were like, "Oh God, you have 40 plus abandons." I'm like, dude, my laptop, like, my laptop would crash and it couldn't load up in the 5 minutes, and people don't pause for like 8 minutes that it would take. So
yeah.
I got a bunch of abandons.
I'm not a big fan of that. And on Dota Buff, it shows it as a loss too. I was like 12-2 with like a Skywrath, and then we ended up winning the game, and I abandoned, and I got a loss. I was like, what is this nonsense?
I mean, I'm not proud of my abandons, but I'm not like, hey man, I rage quit those games. I have rage quit.
Don't lie.
I've rage quit 1 or 2 games.
Don't lie, Parker.
That I can't lie. There's people like in the room right there who were in a game when I did it not long
So
ago.
it looks like wow, he actually used BKB on top lane for whatever reason. Uni's BKB is down.
Well, we're back in the game, guys. We're
celebratory BKB. I think that NL, all they need to do is just wait for Roshan, take the Aegis, take the cheese, and then just win the game by pushing out their lanes, making sure Nature's Prophet doesn't get a free Rax and or a free T3, and just take down one of these easy towers. Don't overextend, don't dive the T4, and the game should be in their bag. But that's easier said than done, and pushing up the T3 is one of the hardest things in the game.
I want to see some Mjolnir Lifestealer. That was one of my favorites.
Dude, that thing's awesome.
I like that as an old school, and it's definitely good against the Pale Illusion army, so let's bring it out.
And it's awesome against like net focus too.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. You have the net on you, you're getting wailed away. Put the Mjolnir yourself, you're actually doing damage.
Yeah, you're doing
you're
a lot
good.
of damage.
You're set.
So it looks like did they just use the mech? Yeah, mech has already been used to heal the creep
no
wave,
BKB,
but they only have 2 creeps left.
They're just focusing the tower from afar, and with Death.
Oh,
there's
the
so much
miss.
miss. That was Queen of Pain and Mirana both missing. That was some crazy, stupid RNG coming out. But Ward's placed now on top of the cliff here. Sensual will get taken out, so the Observer is going to be there for the Dire team, giving them a ton of vision here. And they're just going to get racked as almost uncontested here. There's your blinking with a Lifestealer infested. BKB is back up for Quap. Immediate Song of the Siren, but look at this. BKB, Quap, Rage, Lifestealer. They still can attack even with Song of the Siren up, and I don't think there's anything they can really do about these two heroes. The Song of the Siren isn't enough. They don't have the ability to focus them down
Gotta
with
get that
physical
force
damage.
staff, bro.
And Raxes are gone. This is top Raxes dead. Avanti's Angels are in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, it looks like Jakiro has DC'd, and we are in yet another pause, but he's dead. It doesn't really matter for them.
Yeah, no buyback. Yeah, we've got 35 seconds. Let's get things on the way, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. Teams, maybe he's needed for just some strategical calling.
I mean, I think that with this fight down, like their Rax is at 440 out of 1500 HP, so like I think it's fairly safe to say that they're going to lose this fight, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's an Orchid still up on the Queen of Pain. Can't be used on the Weaver directly because Weaver does have that Lincolns. But yeah, this is going to be a very, very tough fight to win. Right now, this Song of the Siren is not doing what it was intended to do, which was save lives. And, well, it looks like both teams are back in the game, ready to go.
It was a very quick Song of the
Fiend's
Siren,
grip is, I think, okay, if he can get a Fiend's grip off, this is all over for Avanti's Angels. And that's what he's going to be looking for as soon as his sleep is gone. But it looks like they're just going to retreat a little bit. Actually, a bit more damage coming out from Union onto the Weaver. But the Rax has now taken a fall. No problem at all for No Love. Oh, there's a blink on the Bane. Blink, Fiend's grip. They go on Scar. There's a vacuum to pull off. Bane actually gets hexed up. Nice play by Fact Fiction. Counter hex coming in from the Darks here.
Wow.
And
there has to be some sort of like pause. This is ridiculous. Okay, well, first things first, Weaver is almost certainly dead. He's taking a lot of damage. He's dusted. He has Desolator debuff. He has Orchid on him. So we'll count him out. He doesn't have buyback. Okay, so that's THG and Weaver down. And nobody down on the side of No Love.
Yeah, this is... I don't know what more you can do here if you're No Love. It looks like the mouse did die of one of their players. So
I think that No Love should retreat right now. Like, after killing this. And maybe... I think they can kill the Nature's Prophet since he's sheep right now, but... Do they really need to force it? They're going to
No.
be taking a lot of damage from the Phantom Lancer spam, and I don't know when their mech.
I think they can regroup, heal up a bit, and then maybe try and push another lane. But if they really want, they wait. Roshan Jenkins is actually going to go down. So well played by Queen of Pain, but he may pay for this with his life. He will. Loses a gem as well. That's not what they wanted to do. I think, especially when you have a pause to sort of think through that. But he makes a poor decision.
They didn't get the they did get a nature problem. He's actually gonna try and TP top lane. Nope.
So gem is up, and I believe PL picked it up. Whether or not he holds on to or not, we have to wait and see. Having a gem against the Mirana Moonlight Shadow will definitely be useful. So
I don't think it was necessary for the Nature's Prophet to buy back, and I think that better players have more discipline. For example, Uni sitting at 2,500 gold. He just died, and his team just took down a Rex, but he knows better than to buy back because the final push is probably going to come with the Aegis and the cheese, and he really wants to save up his buyback for that, for potentially 3 lives. There's no reason for him to buy back now. All he would do is just push out a lane, maybe.
There's no Roshan up. There's nowhere to farm except the neutrals, but that's not going to justify the buyback. So by the time he respawns, Roshan will be like 30 seconds to a minute away. He'll start heading down there, and he'll be there just in time. And right now, they want to give the farm to his teammate. Mirana getting close to a BKB. Wants to just leave the farm there. Lifestealer, 2.2k gold. Not quite sure what he's going to be building just next, but all in all, no love are the ones in control here. And this Darkseer's got a ton of farm as well. He's picked up a plate mail. Will be going for a Shiver Scar, which he's only about 1,200 gold away from.
Yeah, and like the Nature's Prophet, I mean, after that buyback, he might not have buyback for the last fight, and that could, I mean, they need every single bit of help that they can get for this upcoming potential fight. I think that Phantom Lancer should probably also buy, should he buy a Manta Style now? If you were 3,000 gold on your Phantom Lancer, would you buy?
I'd get the level 2 Diffusal now. Having that extra mana burn, it's actually going to help a lot against a Lifestealer if you ever catch him outside of Rage. And similarly with the Queen of Pain, if Queen of Pain just blinks in or gets hit by illusions, will get burnt down a lot faster.
They got BKBs though, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, we have BOTs up on Queen of Pain too.
Ooh, nice. That's the gold spent. I know you're happy about that.
Nice.
The lack of boots of travel Dota.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Well, Roshan respawns and Lifestealer's in there as it respawns. Looks like timing was noted and, well, immediate blinks headed towards the Roshan pit. Do Avanti's Angels even consider?
I think they can scout with the Nature's Prophet, Ports of Nature, or scout with the Phantom Lancer, Illusions, or they can scout with Weaver Swarm, or Naga Illusions. So they have 4 ways to scout it out, but looks like they have no idea that it's there. Like, if they go in there at a perfect time and notice that Roshan is about 5%, they can sleep, steal it, and then hopefully TP out after stealing the Aegis and the cheese. I think that, like, you just have to take some risk at some point in the game.
And that's Aegis and cheese. So I imagine this is just a we all go marching down the middle lane kind of moment for no love.
Yeah, or bottom lane. Bottom lane is...
Yeah, it's easy pushing those side lane.
Yeah,
definitely.
Bottom lane's like lower HP. It's like 600 HP on the tower.
Well, they do have to deal with the split push here as Weaver is out there pushing out. There's Orchid as well as Hex here, so if Uni...
He has the BOTs though, bro. This is why it's so good. Yeah. Screw the split push.
And he's trying to go for these kills here. Maybe he's not going to have to worry about it. Top lane's still a long way off from that top lane, but that top lane for No Love does have no tier 3 tower, but the push is happening mid lane. PL is going to be forced back, as is Nature's Prophet. PL needs to just start that land spam and hope for a PL Illusion army to just spawn itself.
Yeah.
Oh, Hex on the Taylor Swift. Can they bring down this Mirana? It's possible. Maybe the Bane actually instead. Bane needs to do his self-nightmare. He does just that. Song of the Siren being used as the Wall of Replica is cast, and it's, well, Devil Too High on the Lifestealer getting raised up. Queen of Pain gets 1 kill on the Nature's Prophet, and BKB Queen of Pain is not done. Wants some more blood. Sonic Wave is there. Catches 2, actually. The PL as well as Weaver. Weaver actually going to back trigger, but immediately gets hexed up. Uni wants to finish him off in there. He's going to actually silence him up to follow this as well. Queen of Pain, Uni is just too big to fail. Gets himself some more kills, and now they're just going to change their attention onto this tier 3 tower. They've still got Aegis. I'm not sure if they still got the cheese. I didn't see them use it. I think they may still have it. Nope, I don't see the cheese anywhere. Actually, no, Darkseer with cheese. They've still got cheese. Lifestealer's just trying to armlet toggle to keep himself alive a bit longer, and he's still doing it. He's got Aegis as well on top of this, and Avanti's Angels, there's just nothing left to fight. No love with.
Yeah. I mean, that was a very, very nice 5-man vacuum into a wall right before the Song of the Siren.
Yeah. Well, like more land spam coming out from Scar, but it's too little.
He has buyback.
4 axes down. PL Prophet can maybe do it, but this gold difference is getting worse and worse. 15,000 gold in favor of No Love. 4 racks as well on top of that. Devil Too High going to go in. Another vacuum catches up multiple hooks. PL on the run. Anything to stop him? Yes, there is. There's a Queen of Pain blinking in with a silence. And if Scar dies here, it is absolutely GG.
Body block.
He just put back for this. They want to go on him. trying their darndest, but with the Heart of Tarrasque, he's actually too tanky.
Oh, is Bane Elemental gonna die here?
That's a big. Well, PL Illusion Army is starting to replicate, and they're Bane. He's going to go down to. Oh, nice blinked. 8 HP and 8 mana. He really pushes the limits there. Darkseer is the one who goes down.
Oh, that was the easiest kill of
Oh, yeah.
Fiction's life.
I thought they had a gem here. Queen of Pain. Oh, Queen of Pain is gemming. Queen of Pain's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. He's already back at Founder now. I'm surprised Avanti's Angels are still in this game, but they'll fight till the bitter end right now.
Yeah.
4x is down.
It's looking ugly, though.
Yeah. The problem is if they stay in too long, it starts to get demoralizing going into game number 2.
Where did the cheese go?
It was on Darkseer.
Oh, okay.
I don't think, maybe he used it. I think he used it and died anyways. He died twice. I didn't die twice, but he died after using cheese, I should say.
Yeah, I think that No Love pushed at a good time, though. I think if they like delayed it another 10 minutes, it would just been absolute hell for them to push up the T3. But they pushed at a very good time when they were still relatively underfarmed, and that, I mean, they need to take a Rex before PO starts getting like super big. He almost has his Manta Star right now. He doesn't have his buyback, so now he's actually spending his money. He does not have any defusal charges left, though.
Definitely where you want to consider the level 2 diffusal blade. If you haven't got charges, I mean, that's all the incentive you really need. But combine that with the much stronger level 2 diffusal blade. He just wants to get that Manta Style up, but I feel with just the level 1 diffusal blade, I mean, it's good, but diffusal blade is, man, that's where it's at. It's a PL. Mana burn.
The mana burn. The mana burn.
Smoke. It's all in now. Complexity style smoke gang. 5-man desperation, it looks like, as they're going to go straight down the middle lane. Problem is, so many of these heroes have BKB. Mirana, Queen of Pain, Lifestealer with Rage, and then the Bane and the Darkseid do not have BKB, but these
are hard grabs.
Did
they actually see the smoke?
No.
Oh, if they fight up this hill, that's so bad for them.
They're going to try camp themselves on the enemy jungle here, but the Dire team, they're actually going to Mirana ultimate in. They suspect something's up, and they want to go in invis. Radiant team do not have detection, but it doesn't really matter because they're not going to run into one another. Actually, there are some Sentry Wards on Jakiro, but he needs to get there. Sentry Ward will spot this out, so they just immediately start dewarding, knowing that they've been spotted, and looks like I think they swing bottom, yeah.
There's no reason that they shouldn't.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's another pause. Yeah, I think it is demoralizing at this point. The skill score is 32-14. They haven't really encountered that much resistance, except when they overextend. The one Queen of Pain blink on the already dying Weaver, the extension pass to T4 after the T3 push on top lane. So, like, I mean, Avanti Angels really have no hope unless No Love just, like, executes, like, a massive failure.
A massive failure 3 to 4 times, I would say. Not just one massive failure. This needs to be a sequence of just bad fights again and again, which No Love don't execute. And with the items they have, it just really doesn't look possible. The only one with minimal farm is the Bane, but Bane's they've got a Blink Dagger still as a Bane. That's a decent farm. Combine it with the Arcane Boots, the Ogre Club.
Do you think these teams are like hanging on too long to GG? Like, I think in a lot of, like, even the TI3 games, I think a lot of the games were like called GG like relatively early. Even I think they were not even as bad as this.
And they would, before this. I think this, well, with regard to this game, I think Avanti's Angels could have GG'd out by now if they wanted to.
I think that it's like sort of a different mindset. Like, I think a normal team, like a normal competitive team would, but like for this, they're like trying to fight for everything that they have for like one game in the early. I think I can understand like grand finals or something. Like you really don't want to.
It reminds me of some of those loser bracket best of ones where the teams wouldn't GG out because it's a best of one. Like the game LGD lost to Fnatic. It got dragged out a lot when you could tell the game was over just because it's LGD and their last game, they're going to be knocked out. They're going home, not even in the top 8. So they really drag that out to the very, very end.
Yeah, but, I think there's some sort of like manner issues with that. It's like it's kind of disrespectful to the other team when you're just like you know the other team's going to win and you just like, I mean, it could be possible that they think that they can actually win, but I mean, looking from an outsider's perspective, it's just like it's demoralizing, actually, very demoralizing. I'd say.
We're waiting for it looks like it was Uni actually lagging. Apparently his ping's shot up to 900. I don't you can share control right now. Bane would happily spend the last 2 minutes of this game playing Queen of Pain instead of Bane.
He hasn't even been able to farm his BKB up, but I think that overall that they played, he played pretty well. He's had some decent grips and okay roaming around, except for those like 2 minutes that they've been in mid. So these like supports, they've been moving around a lot more than a lot of the other supports that we've seen. Though, like we saw the first minute they were creep pulling, second minute they were pushing the T1 on top, the third and fourth minute they were sitting around mid, and then they rotated bottom. I don't think it was a good rotation that they rotated bottom, but the fact that they moved is a good thing.
Yep.
I think.
Well, looking forward to game number 2. Do you think there's any major adjustments they want to do?
For Avanti's Angels, I think that they need to pick a less greedy lineup. Like Weaver and mid is like decent, but unless your like Weaver player is like absolutely phenomenal, and we still talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, unless your Weaver is like absolutely phenomenal, I think like I saw like RTZ get like a 11-minute like or 11-minute like treads and desolator once on a solo mid Weaver. But like unless your mid player is like that and can just like absolutely snowball on his own without much help, they have to pick a less greedy lineup, a hero that can function better without items such as Puck. And like Nature's Prophet can't really support a Phantom Lancer either from the offlane. Like it's not like he can counter gank very well. So I think they just need to pick less greedy, pick a 4 protect 1 rather than like a 2 protect 3 kind of thing.
I agree, absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, guys, as we do have a bit of an extended pause. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, will be as soon as the game's unpaused, so you won't miss any of the action. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's the game 1 ending of Avanti's Angels versus No Love. I'm Gods. I've been with you all day, and Ben's been joining me for the MLG games. Ben Malini Wu, and this is dire straits for Team Avanti's Angels. A bit of a pause here as it did sort of delay the game, but welcome everybody back. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in here on your Wednesday afternoon. It's a nice day outside, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else other than playing and watching some video games. But unfortunately for No Love, Queen of Pain, their superstar uni solo mid player is disconnected, has lagging problems, but they've paused for too long. We've got to resume, we've got to continue on, but I feel like they're in a position where, despite that fact, they should still be okay.
Yeah, I think that even the Lifestealer can use them at this point. Just like blink, sheep, infest out, and then just like start using all your stuff.
Or the Bane. Man.
Yeah.
For a Dota player.
The Bane can do it too.
Yeah.
Bane can just like stay out of the fight, wait until everything's down, and then use his grip afterwards. But I'm not exactly sure who's controlling him right now. I mean, probably the Nace.
It looks like Marana. It's like right click on the Marana. I think Marana is kind of like probably the least control heavy hero. You've just got to Deso BKB, pop your BKB and choose a target. Nope. Okay, Queen of Pain's being used. Well, ... is the call from Devil Too High. They're going to figure some way to break this base. PL, though, anything can happen. This could be we mentioned a few disastrous things need to happen in a row, and Queen of Pain DCing could be the first.
10 minutes is a very, very long time. I think that's more than sufficient to resolve most connection issues.
Absolutely. He's actually going to reconnect, so Uni's he's on his way.
They're trying their very best to defend right now. I think that they should have one person split push in the middle, especially since they have BOTs on the Queen of Pain. So you can just go mid, push out mid, and then if they're going to turtle bottom, just swing in through mid and just trying to initiate through there. But this is going to take them very, very long to do this. And by that time, Nature's Prophet may be able to get the top lane, but they should just go right now while Nature's Prophet is still a while away.
No buyback on PL. This is really the time to strike.
Yeah, Glyph is going to be used very, very soon. And once this T3 is down, it's just, I mean, it's just a matter of not messing up.
Yeah, there's no glyph up for a minute or so, 40 seconds, so they should actually be able to get those racks before then. Invis going to be popped here just to sort of cause confusion for Avanti's Angels, force his Sentinel down. There's your Lifestealer Infestors. BKB is being popped. Ice Path not going to do anything. Queen of Pain takes out Sekiro. And
that was a fantastic Orchid right there. Right as she was about to cast her ultimate, Uni Orchided the Song of Siren, so it doesn't come out, and they all just fall like flies. Yeah, I think this game was delayed a little bit too long. AA just really didn't have a comeback plan. You can kind of tell it from their draft and as well as their playstyle. Like their playstyle was just split push and hope they mess up when we try and defend up the hill. And granted, they did mess up a couple times, but it would take like 3 or 4 disasters as we were talking about.
Well, a single disaster coming out of the No Love team. They're still flawless. They're still unbeaten. They are 3-0 now in the MLG North American League, yet to drop a game. The only team in that position. Dignitas losing one, but in kind of casual, whatever fashion. I feel like they're still. I feel like No Love are good, but I still wouldn't even put them on the same level as a team like Dignitas, and not even maybe Stay Free. But they've got off to a good start here. Game number 2 will be coming up. We'll pass it back to MY John in the studio, as now we do see the conclusion of game number 1.
Yeah, those pauses. That game may have been dragged out the slightest bit. But in the long run, No Love, they win. It wasn't the most impressive game from either team, to be honest. There were points where I was questioning No Love's strategy. The early roams that were unsuccessful from the supports was one major issue because it's dedicated so much time to it. The infest where he'd spend more than 30 seconds inside of the Queen of Pain early on in the game, that's before 20 minutes. That's a lot of time because that's essentially a creep wave. So I think they still have a lot of room for improvement and optimization. It doesn't speak so much to their skill as to maybe just their attention to certain aspects, like ganking too heavily when they could be getting additional gold or controlling an enemy jungle. Which brings me to a point, because Fluff and Stuff today apparently on Twitter wants to find one of the MLG teams to try and coach up or mentor a little bit. So maybe it's a connection that they can make to, you know, just build them up a little bit better. Because if they optimize, I mean, this game could have been over probably a lot, well, definitely a lot earlier, but probably really early. They just spent so much idle time that seemed unnecessary and wasted. So I think there's a lot of room for improvement for No Love, but still a really solid victory. Avanti's Angels, I'm not sure what they were aiming for with their initial roster selection. It just wasn't all there for me. The Weaver mid isn't going to be that dynamic early on in the game, and we saw him just fall off. And as a result, you know, Queen of Pain picking it up, Weaver's really easy to handle once that silence is available. So, you know, Avanti's Angels are going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out something a little bit more stable, a little bit more coherent lineup-wise. And No Love, there's still a little bit of room for improvement, but they're winning games, and that's what counts right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you kind of just hit it spot on there. They just didn't have a good setup or mid hero. You have a Weaver Prophet as well as the PL. Where's your setup or your initiation? You can't entirely win a game off of split push and rat Dota. You still need one hero to actually get your ganks and pickoffs when you need to find them, and they couldn't find those pickoffs.
Yeah, I think the weak points for Avanti's Angel is mostly their draft. They just didn't have a comeback strategy. You always have to compensate for not being able to win their lanes, and they didn't really win their lanes either, and they just kept falling further and further behind. So I say their draft really needs work. And on the side of No Love, it seems like, I mean, everything was just decent. Nothing really stood out. Uni, I think, played very well, so maybe he's like their standout thing. But other thing, like their draft is decent, their carry player is decent, their supports roam around and do what's necessary. Everything seems like fairly sound, but not at the level of Stay Free and Dignitas like you talked about.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, they're at that stable state where they can win games against the middle of the pack competition, which is what you need to do, because that's going to get someone a ticket to Full Sail. And we are actually almost ready to go with the next game, so we're going to go ahead and take a very quick commercial before the game while we load in, and when we come back, we'll have game 2 of Avanti's Angels versus No Love. See if Avanti's Angels have any fight left in them, or if the pauses just drain them dry. See you after this break.